I'm listening to Channel 7 here in Roanoke now. It's about 5:40, well, no, about 9 minutes past 5. And they're telling about Obama um, and getting on the helicopter or off. I have to go back and look at it, I suppose. But he's got the coffee or latte in his hand, the cup, and he's supposed to be saluting the Marines. And they are making the statements that it's a bit disrespectful by the president to do that to the Marines. I guess the part that gets me is I'm 75 years old. I've put all this on YouTube. I've told it since I found out about my kidnapping in '83. When I was I'm saying this to give you a little background. When I was in a political campaign to replace U.S. Congressman Larry McDonald, who was physician at Piedmont Hospital. You talk about disrespectful. I found out I was kidnapped from Buckingham Palace. By the way, the Brits told me, and Germans. I was brought to Moulton, Alabama, Lawrence County in '41, into a hellhole, a pigsty. Dropped off there, and the money and the illegal treaties that were signed that allowed the United States to put its bases all over Great Britain and use Great Britain as a launching pad to take over the world. And look at what they're doing now. They're forcing Great Britain as a hostage just like me. All you have to do is open your eyes and look at what's left of Great Britain and what the United States has accumulated. Everything British, even the legitimate monarch. You have done such atrocious things to me that are beyond reason, in plain sight, and you've never stopped. I don't even know where my sons are, Mark and Scott. I'm Victoria II, legal heir to the British Crown, and my father is King Edward VIII, who never married Wallis Simpson. All of it, and your history about that's a total lie. And a 99-year seal was put on my father's forced illegal so-called abdication. Why would you put a 100-year seal? Well, some say it's 99, and then some records say it's 100. You really wanted everybody to be dead, didn't you? And the world taken over by the Illuminati or Freemasons. And my Uncle George VI was one of them, and Elizabeth is a member, and the Clintons, and I can go on and on. So that's where it's gone now. But my point is that all the TV, they're controlled by the Rockefellers and Rothschilds, very people at Illuminati, global government that's taken over. They're the very ones that kidnapped me, and Joe Kennedy, who was ambassador then. By the way, I was just listening to Coast to Coast, and they had this last segment today was about the Warren Commission and the cover-up. I've told so much of this on the videos, and when I walked up and down the side of the road here in this country and had antifreeze put in me, had run in a political campaign, had worked for the district attorney in Huntsville, and I have been so slandered. But the things done to me, antifreeze in you, and then you should know what was really on the Watergate tapes. I have a thing, Kissinger, Henry Kissinger was on the other end, what they were doing to me if the Brits didn't follow through with demands from the United States. So you don't want the truth told, but with the horrific crimes done against me personally, and my parents and my sons, and then Great Britain and Germany. You had no trouble with the Nuremberg trials. All anybody's done with my kidnapping has enjoyed your life, has enhanced your life. And you pretend I don't even exist except this little thing on the side of the road or mountain to freeze and starve and you make fun of. I mean, that's a little much, isn't it? And to watch Channel 7. And by the way, Larry Flint was shot when I was doing a medical malpractice book in Atlanta on March 6th of '78. The guy was programmed to shoot him and kill his attorney in Lawrenceville. And I'd written about Larry McDonald, the U.S. Congressman, and all this happens to me, the antifreeze and things that nobody wants to have to watch or tell or explain. And then Larry McDonald's plane, he's on the KAL 007 from Juneau, Alaska to Seoul, South Korea when it shot down by the Soviets. It veered out of its space into Russian airspace, and that's mind control used on the pilot or controller. That's what I was writing about, that you can program people to murder, alter their decision making. Well, you alter their behavior, and you can make them go out and kill or do anything you want them to. You can make one or two, or you can do it in mass. It's become so prevalent now that you have to wonder who's not programmed like the ISIS. They certainly give the United States an end to make the world go in with them to take out ISIS and go into Syria. Well, they already took down my dad and installed their own monarch. But talk about disrespectful. And I wanted to get back to the mind control murders that were. I had a letter. It was in response to the book I thought that I was writing, and it was June the 23rd of '79, and it ended up. If you want to know who is committing the mind control murders that I've listed, and there's a lot more, how would you know it's invisible? Read the list if you can get it of the Wayne Williams murders back in 1979, 78, and 80 when they prosecuted him, and he's in prison there. And if you want to know, they brought in FBI profilers the first time ever, and the whole, or at least the top people at the FBI office in Atlanta were switched. So if you want to know who is responsible for the Hannah, and I'm so sorry to even, I hope that Hannah Elizabeth Graham, she's a student here at Virginia Tech, I wish and hope she would be alive. I can give you some more. She's English like me. And I want to say this now because Tuscaloosa, Alabama means a lot in this if they're ever forced to tell the truth. They've arrested another man for it, and I have a feeling this tape is not going here. But anyway, you can keep going on back to some that happened here, the Alexis Murphy, and I'm leaving out one of them because the family's high profile here, and they can call up the TV stations and they're Johnny on the spot. The TV, the media knows about my kidnapping, and they know about the mind control murders, and they will not tell it. So the people getting arrested, like the black man, his last name's Matthews, that they just arrested for the Hannah Graham kidnapping, and these people are under mind control and they're victims. But the list can go on. The Virginia Tech, and that happened here, the mass shootings, April the 16th of '07, and it goes on, and I don't think this tape's even going. So anyway, I've told it again. They're not going to tell it unless the agency doing it tells it. And it's not. Yeah, it is.